Test, testing. Dr. Helen, how are you?
I'm well, and I'm admiring your orchids.
Oh, they're fake. It's just the background.
They
They
are
do look
so
nice.
pretty, even the fakes look nice.
Yeah. Are you enjoying your retirement?
I'm having some health problems, so I confess it's been a bit of a struggle.
Well, you gotta take it easy. Sounds like.
It'll work out.
Good. Jim, Dr. Halverson will be covering for Dr. Williams. So just so you know.
Okay, yep.
Aren't they mowing the lawn outside already? It
No.
sounds like they're mowing or something. I mean, hope spring, that it's spring, right?
Yeah, maybe it's a psychological thing that you're,
I'm with you.
yeah.
Okay. How's everyone?
Good.
I'm doing good, but I can't seem to get onto the actual meeting site.
Hmm,
I can hear you guys, and I hope you can hear me.
I
We
can.
can.
This-
Mhm.
right, well, sooner or later, I'll be on. I think this is neat. Finally got an agenda showed up, but nothing else has.
Oh,
Hmm.
Angie, I'll be honest, we're having so many problems with the county internet. Today it was the external, last Friday, it was our entire network, fiber network in the entire county was out. So that's why we had to run around and scramble. And then today it was our external internet connections. So a lot of that impacted all of our systems that go outside. It's just been one happy day after another, as they say.
What in the world's been happening down there?
I don't know. I mean, I think all the systems are just tired. How's that? But
Probably.
a lot of them have been waiting for parts in things that, kind of now that things are slowing down a little bit, that they can, retain. We were so excited. I will tell you, on the third floor, we've been without one of the stalls in the ladies' room here for quite a while. And magically it showed up yesterday and has been installed. It's,
How about that?
it's almost been 2 years in the pandemic, but they were
Oh,
waiting
is that
for the toilet. And I was so happy when the guy brought in the big wax ring. I was like, woohoo.
woohoo is right. It's amazing how those things work. I can now see all of you. Thank you. I'm also sorry that I missed policy meeting this afternoon. I'm sorry, but my daughter finally showed up to give me a haircut because one of my friends was asking me what I was doing with long hair. They couldn't figure out. And she was off today, so she came this afternoon, and that was the time she came, and I forgot all about you guys. I hope you had a quorum.
We
We did.
did.
Good, good.
We gave it all away so you don't have to worry.
Thank you. I felt so bad when I realized it was after 5 and I had missed the whole thing.
Well, it looks like we do have a quorum, so I will ask for a motion to start the March Finance Committee meeting.
Moving the agenda?
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, we'll start the meeting. First order of business, we need approval of the agenda. I believe you actually did that, Jim. So I guess I called the order, didn't need a second, but so we have a motion to approve the March 9th agenda. Do I have the second for that?
Yeah,
Second.
second.
Good. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Agenda is called. We'll move into the financial statements. Our first four, the resolution of expenditures, our statement of fund balance, our financial review, and our balance sheet are deferred. We have our bank reconciliations for our general account, our lead account, our abandoned properties, and state of Illinois e-pay. Does anyone have any questions or concerns about those, or is there any insight you would like to bring to those, Jim?
No, not really. I think we're just plugging along.
Okay, yep, I think they're pretty self-explanatory.
Agreed.
Okay, our revenue and expenditure reports are deferred. Our public health emergency reserve minimum graph is deferred. I'm assuming there's no major change in that. Good.
No.
And our accounts receivable are deferred. We can move to item 3, which are the major expenditure requests that can be found first on page 14. Our first is the IDPH electronic filing fee for the death certificates in the amount of $9,000. Give me just a moment. $9,604. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Great. Second.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Do we have any questions concerning this expense? If none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion so passed. We'll bring this to the board on Tuesday. Our next is their Winnebago County Health Department website redesign. That information can be found on page 19. It is for an initial fee of $25,000 for the design. There will, of course, be maintenance and possibly some pricing options for additional features, video link and such. Jim, would you like to go over a little bit of the detail, or Sandra?
So again, this is our major website redesign. We had wanted to do this a couple of years back and
What
decided
held us up?
not to pursue it during a pandemic, just to keep things as operational as orderly. But it's time for us to really update our website. And so the first thing is to go out some initial redesign. We don't know what add-ons or applications may be additional. We understand from the county, they just went out for their website redesign, and they really are putting in about $40,000. So we suspect that there'll be about $15,000 worth of additional add-ons moving forward. But this is really to put that out there on the street for an initial build. Department of IT is going to be involved with us on this whole process because they learned a lot going through the county's website redesign and what to include in the technical specs. And it will also be handled out through purchasing that would be posting it through the procurement system. Jim, do you have more on that?
The only thing I would add would be if we have any specialty items for like the DOT program or different modules for that we'd probably put those out separately and then fund those under the sustainability portion of these grants that we have, because they're offering us this to bolster our programs that have been somewhat diminished by the pandemic. So we want to leverage that opportunity if at all possible.
Yeah, we will. And once the vendor's been selected, they would be the one. We wouldn't bid out to a different vendor on those other sites. It would be part of that.
How much is totally budgeted for the website redesign Is there in the budget, is there the 25 plus the 15?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Jim,
Yes.
you've got it on. It's on the cover page, Jim, of the major expenditure request.
Yes.
Okay,
And it's indicating, I think 55,000 was in the budget line, correct, Jim?
Wow, 55,000 remaining, and then, with some of these increases in the sustainability portions, I'm gonna have to do an amendment to move room for revenue and expense, so I mean, no net change, it's just that, we've had some changes there, and I have to put through an amendment with the county. And I just kind of like to do that all in one swipe if I can. So, because eventually we'll run out of some budget room but they'll all be funded, so it's really not.
And Jim, the line item in the budget was how much the anticipated? Do you know off the top? I can pull it up. The
I think
budget.
it was 80,000, and then we're using this 25.
Are you saying $80,000 was projected for the redesign of the website?
For consulting services, yes. Now specifically a website redesign, no, we anticipated an 80,000 for that and maybe some iPlan consulting work, but
so 80,000 for consulting in general,
in general, yes.
but then for the website as a part of that, how much?
We're using 25,000 for that, so we have 55,000 remaining.
Jim, do you have the detail on the schedule when you put the budget together, what was projected for the website? I think that's what we really want to ask you specifically.
Yeah, it was probably in the note, but I don't think I have it handy.
Okay, I'll see if I can pull it up while we.
And then while you look for that, Sandra, it looks like if I jump a little bit to the Qualtrics, looks like we should expect about a 20% of our initial outlay per year cost for service and maintenance. Would that
No.
also be true?
Okay, but that's already okay, let's come back to, before you jump to Qualtrics.
Well, no. I was just using the information from Qualtrics, which said assume a 20% initial outlay per yearly maintenance. So I'm projecting backwards. Is that what we would expect for the website and from our previous website use? About a 20% maintenance fee per year.
I don't think we've seen that. We would build that into the contract.
Okay,
For Qualtrics, because you've got maintenance of some of the, what we call the HL7 transactions, as well as patient data protection. So there's some other, it's a little higher. I would anticipate there'd be a higher maintenance cost on Qualtrics versus
okay,
a website redesign.
okay. I was just kind of thinking we're
Yeah.
looking at a $5,000 a year maintenance and service. If you think that might be a little less, I just didn't know if we, from previous websites, kind of where that fell within the projection. But we definitely need to update our website, no matter
Okay,
what.
what are we looking at now, folks?
No,
No, it's, you've got your website, you've got your stream up. No, that's okay.
okay.
right.
Looking at budget report for the consulting, the $80,000 with the website development, 25,000. This is page 25 of 55.
And then we're anticipating another 15 on top of that for the specialty stuff to come out of that 80,000.
Correct. But Jim is also indicating that he may be able to get additional, because we've gotten sustainability funding from several of our from our grants, that when this budget was produced, remember back in October, I know in our Wayback Machine,
July, yeah.
that this, that money, and those were not known amounts. So we will be putting in a budget amendment to increase that line to begin with the monies coming from DHS has been the biggest. Department of Human Services has provided probably the most sustainability, as well as there's some in the COVID response grant to upgrade website.
Okay.
I recall something recently where we also had monies from grants that could be put towards different things. So
That's
this is just another example of that.
Right. In fact, that's probably one of the bigger uses for those funds. You really have to be careful about using it for staffing, because obviously it's not something that, so it is meant to build your infrastructure. We put some of that into, as we know, for salary, but we're also putting some of it into this website redesign. But you don't want to put all of your monies out in the design process first, right? And then you can then begin to say, what are the additional add-ons? So we'll talk a little bit about it again. So that's where we're at. We're going out for going back to the original is a website redesign, which will replace our existing system. And so we are working, as I said, with both our Department of IT and purchasing to put this out on the street.
It looks like we're hoping to have that by towards the last week of April, a couple of bids on that. And then in up and running by September 1st, it looks like. How long has our old website been up? Does anyone know?
Well, it's been here as long as I've been here.
Oh my God, I thought we changed it since then. Okay.
7. And so I think it was just it was probably a year before I'd gotten here that you had opted on that one. So we've gotten, it's similar to most, I'm going to say, half-lives of appliances, about, 7 years. And when you look at, and I encourage everyone to kind of take a look at website, because you'll be asked as well, and you'll want to see, ours is very, what we call static, right? You click on the page, nothing happens. You go on to others, and there's, just even take a look at some of our other local health departments in the region. Winnebago County Sheriff has one where it'll pop up. It's much more graphic interface. We also, because some of our sites require what we call microsite. And again, Katie probably is the best person to explain all the technology behind it. But for instance, for their drug overdose prevention, they want it to go to a direct site, but you want it connected to your government site. We are also going for a government, what we call a .gov domain, meaning that part of this will be to migrate us to, instead of a .org domain. So instead we would be WCHD, let's say .gov. Winnebago County is also going to a .gov domain. And again, that's because of the trusted source. We're a governmental entity. It's supposed to be coming under there. So it's an opportunity to really begin that modernization process for the customer end of it. The other positive thing is, we'll talk a little bit later, is Qualtrics is one that can embed. DuPage County has their Qualtrics embedded in their website. So there are things that pop up like, did you find what you're looking for? Whatever. But, during vaccination, it would pop up. If you went into environmental health and want to know what food permits are out there, who is on a bad list, it would pop in and say, do you want a vaccination? And then take you right into that section. So again, much more modern design, less flat, ease in updates. Ours current is in kind of old language. So, it's kind of like, so it's time. And I know the county also went, and you can probably speak to their procurement and their decision. But we really, we're a little behind the 8 ball. We wanted to do some modification earlier, and we've done some of that. I think those of you know, we approved them out for when we did the tire drive, so we could ticket and send out the email and some of those embedded links, but we really are kind of at the end of life for this. So hopefully we'll get something that will take us another 7 to 10 years.
That'd be great. Just as a side note, since we want to go from a .org to a .gov, are there any financial benefits, any kind of government support or?
Not really.
Okay.
Not that we've in discussion with Dan Majors, because I reached out to him at IT and said, it's really the trusting of the source, how we're teaching people to trust sources. Right. So it's cdc.gov. It's not cdc.org. It's USPS.gov, not USPS.org. It's really to, just like in educational systems, like if you're at the University of Illinois, it's .edu, to be in the appropriate domains. Theoretically, it's supposed to be a better trusted source.
After the last 2 years, I'm not sure.
All right. Yeah, I could be a .com. I'd be much. But you think about, how we've expanded domains, right? Everything from, windcoils.il.us right now. So it's just kind of, it's identifying as somewhat of a governmental entity, but it's really starting to bring governmental entities and they're really moving them to the .gov. I'd like to say that there's financial benefit, but I think that probably there's some recognition benefit as an official agency.
I don't want to drag this out, but so Sandra, we approved the $25,000 startup cost for this, and we get the bids. Who is going to be, I'm assuming they'll be looking at websites that these other developers have done to make that choice. Obviously, who is going to be in charge of that? Who do we have in that IT position to say, this is a good graphic, or this is kind of the...
Well, it's the Winnebago County IT. Dan Majors is their new director of IT, and he's been with the county for a while. And his team, Michaela Bradley, is the other person that works on that. And then Katie, and then we have members of our leadership team will also be looking at it. And I'm hoping that you'll also be able to take a look at it, because
that would be great.
There's the technical side of it, and then there's the look and feel from a customer perspective. What does it feel like to you? Does it, is it intuitive? Does it move through where we need it to move through? I think that, and I always say that's why we have to go out and cruise around and look at other health departments, look at other sites that you think.
Some links.
Yeah, don't look at Amazon, because we'll never be an Amazon, but take a look at other, and how do they, is it, I want to look at food permits. Is it easy to find that? I want to look and know where I can get a vaccination. Is it easy? What about the Board of Health? When are they meeting? Is it easy to find it? Or is it buried? Kind of. And so it's all that kind of stuff that we have to really improve, kind of that front end experience, because we're driving people more to the website. We're trying not to use a lot of brochures and flyers. I mean, I'm looking at something like this, today I just got this in the mail, and it's mulligans for, NAMI, but they want you to QR your code and it takes you directly to that site. So if I wanted to register to participate in this event, I wanted to know more about NAMI, that would pull it right there. And, rather than, okay, here's our email address. That's why it's using more of the mobile technology, our cell phones. And so if you want to, the other part of this is a big part of our redesign is to make our site more mobile enabled. Right now, if you pull up our website on our phone, good luck. It's a little challenging. And so that's going to be the big migration to that mobile device. So, the iPads, I should say iPads, but tablets and cell phones, so that you could do this now, but it would take you to our flat page.
Great. Do we have any other questions concerning this? If no other questions, let's put this for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
One's
passed.
motion. I need a motion.
I thought we
Not
had
for
a
motion.
What? I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought we had a motion to go into discussion. Do I have a motion to approve this?
I will move it.
Thank you, David. Second?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? So passed. Thank you, Christina.
Everyone's so excited. That's why, see?
Well, I have 2 months and I've forgotten how to run this already. We'll move to our third expenditure request, which is Qualtrics Limited Liability Corporation, that can be found on page 26. That is an expense in the amount of $25,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So let's motion, and then we can discuss.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
I move
So
it.
moved.
Second,
Second.
Thank you. Let's discuss.
All right, so what you see is initially, you approved the contract that included the $25,000 retainer fee, which was built in, right? We built that in so that if we needed additional hours or we wanted to program something differently, that we would have that in there. But the finance only approved the 197,000. It did not include the 25,000.
Okay.
So this is the approval of that $25,000, and we want to be able to use it. We're currently doing some work on improving, I'm going to say people tended to type in uppercase and lowercase in their names, and now they can't find themselves. So we're having a special software application built so that if you spelled your name in all lowercase, it will find you. If you put happy fingers in there, and again, it's a $5,000, but it was part of the retainer fee. So we need to approve that retainer fee financially.
Thank you for that info. Do we have any further questions concerning this or questions concerning this? All right, we have a motion and a second. We'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. And our final expenditure is a second amendment to our agreement for the nurses in the amount of, bear with. The amount of $197,460.
No.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's on page.
That is a lot of money for nurses. $90,193.20.
What page?
It's on page 51 of the guide.
Do I have a motion to approve this expense?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Can you just run through this a little bit with us?
Sure. This is the agreement we have with the University of Illinois for the it's for the nurse practitioner, the women's health nurse practitioner that works our clinic. It's for 24 hours a week. They've increased their cost. We did negotiate out to lower it down to what you see here. So it will remain the same. We were currently paying $71.35 an hour, and that will finish till the end of August or August 16th. And then we will then reimburse them at their higher rate of $73. And that's because that is their rates have gone up. So when the next nurse practitioner comes in August, after this person graduates and moves on, then that person will be, we reimburse the university, they reimburse them, but they are attempting to recoup their cost.
I see.
That's an increase of $1.65 for a nurse at this point is, in my opinion, a bargain. If that's the slightest increase. Do we have any discussion or questions concerning this? If not, we have a motion and a second. We'll call for a vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Angie?
Yes, aye. Mhm.
Okay, sorry, did not hear you. Opposed? Motion so passed. That ends our major expenditure requests. We have no proposed contracts or agreements at this time. Is there a need for an executive session?
No, there is not, but
Good.
I just want to make sure everyone's aware that, Jim, this is that March or meeting date again, where we've got that 15th will roll pretty quickly close to the date of the board meeting. So you will not have a board packet that includes the finance packet, right, Jim?
Probably not. I'll make every effort to do so, but if not, I can go ahead and present on
Okay,
Tuesday.
that sounds great. Well, we always appreciate your input and help with that.
Mhm.
Is there any other business? Does
Oh,
anyone have
happy
any-
spring.
All right. I know it's been not a bad winter.
Mhm.
If we have no further questions, I will call for a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
All right,
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion to second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
All right.
All right.
See you Tuesday.